Welcome to Meet the Candidate. My guest this afternoon is Shirley Maike, who is running for Medical Lake Mayor and currently serving as mayor. Welcome, Shirley.
Thank you.
So this is a get acquainted kind of interview, and I'm interested in hearing about where you grew up and where you first went to school.
My father, as many of us who live in Medical Lake, my father was in the Air Force and he was stationed at Fairchild. And so we came when I was a junior in high school, came to Medical Lake, to Fairchild. And then he decided to retire. So I've lived there since, for 50 years now. I've lived in Medical Lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do any other kind of education or training after Medical Lake High School?
I went to Spokane Community College for legal secretary certificate. Yes.
Okay. Is that something that you've been working in?
I started out with an attorney's firm here in Spokane, and then I joined state employment because I lived in Medical Lake and I really wanted to work in Medical Lake. So I had the opportunity to work at Lakeland Village, and then I was transferred over to Eastern State Hospital because I had volunteered there when I was in high school and really liked it. So when I had the opportunity to move to Eastern, I did so, and I was 19 years old, and I retired there a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
After almost 40 years.
Wow. So one of the questions I often ask people is about first jobs, but that includes volunteering. It sounds like you had a volunteer job in high school then.
Yes, our one of our psychology classes, we would go up to Eastern and socialize with the patients there, help play pool or any of the recreation things. So we really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I liked working there. Yes.
Any other kinds of first jobs that were actually for pay, or is that?
We had a mayor's roundtable meeting at Fairchild last week, and as we were touring the base, the commanding officer was talking about the eateries available, and I mentioned that my first paying job was a waitress at the Officers Club there, so that was my first job after high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with the Air Force experience, did you travel? You must have traveled around a number of places before your junior year. Where else have you lived?
We moved every 3 years, just like most Air Force kids, and I've lived in New Jersey, Texas, Illinois. We were in Japan for 3 years, and we really liked Eastern Washington. We traveled through here, of course, as we went to Japan, and
Right.
so my parents really liked it.
Are there some observations you made in those other places that you live that you've brought with you to your home in Medical Lake?
We like small town living. We lived on the base almost everywhere we were, but a couple of towns didn't have enough base housing. So we lived in smaller communities near the base, and we really knew we liked small town living.
Okay. When you originally decided to run for mayor, what was it that prompted you to volunteer to be a political candidate?
In the early 90s, the current then mayor appointed me to the Police Civil Service Commission, and I'm not quite sure how he knew my name even, but he knew I worked at Eastern. And so from then on, it was like, oh, well, yeah, now I'll join the Planning Commission. And then, oh, yes, I'd like to be on the Spokane County Boundary Review Board. And, oh, yes, I'll be on the Spokane County Housing and Community Development Advisory Committee. So then I was like, well, I really want to be involved in the decisions made at my city level. So I started going to city council meetings, and I was pretty much the only one in the audience. We don't have a high percentage of citizens coming to the meetings. So then after about a year, an opening came up on the council, and so the mayor asked me if I'd like to be appointed to the city council. And from there, then I ran for 5 terms.
Okay.
And the previous mayor said, I'm retiring, it's your turn. So it was kind of like, okay, I guess it is my turn. So I ran 4 years ago and was elected.
Okay. Well, this is the part we get to where the question is, for you to answer is, why should people vote for Shirley Maike for Medical Lake Mayor?
I bring to my campaign over 20 years of leading a city with both competence and integrity. I have worked with city councils and previous mayors to make sure we are in a stable, solvent city. Medical Lake has no debt. We have the lowest utility rates on the West Plains. My intent is to keep it that way. And even in a pandemic, we have been able to provide all of our city services. So I have a certificate in municipal leadership, which has given me some additional training and education. And I feel I can continue to lead the city in the path we want to go.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you could make it in today, Shirley, and wish you good luck on your campaign.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Nice to be here.
What does it mean to be awake? It means to truly understand the issues facing us and actively participate as a citizen in this country. One way you can do that is by voting your values based on the Word of God. We believe We Vote has done the research and provides you the information you need to make an informed decision on which candidates will champion our values and work for us. Now is the time to rise up, get involved, and vote. WeBelieveWeVote.com.
Hello, Spokane. This is Governor Mike Huckabee. I'm going to be speaking at We Believe, We Vote's October 2nd fundraiser. It's more important than ever for Christians to come together and to vote. I'm looking forward to seeing you on October the 2nd of this year. For tickets to the event, go to WeBelieveWeVote.com.